What's your best don't judge a book by its cover story? My neighbor, Morgan, thought he owned our entire street. Casey months, he'd been parking his massive truck in my driveway while I was at work, blocking me in when I got home. Every time I asked him to move it, he'd laugh and say, "It's just a driveway." Blake, what are you going to do about it? The first time it happened, I thought it was an honest mistake. I knocked politely and explained the situation. Morgan looked me up and down and said, "Oh, you must be the new renter in the blue house." "Yeah, I've been using that spot for years." I told him I actually needed to park there since it was my driveway. He shrugged and said he'd move it when he got around to it. That was 3 hours later. The second time I left a friendly note. He crumpled it up and threw it on my lawn. Dakota Day, I left work early with a migraine and found his truck blocking my driveway again. I had to park 3 blocks away and walk home sick. Emery, I knocked on his door. He answered in his bathrobe at 2 p.m. "You woke me up for this?" "It's just a parking spot, drama queen." I explained I was sick and just needed to get to my house. He actually laughed and said, "Avery, have thought about that before you decided to rent in a real neighborhood." That weekend, he escalated. I was hosting my girlfriend's parents for the first time, and they couldn't park because Morgan's truck was there with a note on my windshield. "Thanks for the free parking, tenant boy," to explain to her parents why we were walking 4 blocks to dinner. Jordan, dad, a pretty traditional guy, kept asking why I was letting some neighbor walk all over me. The breaking point came when Morgan started parking there overnight. I'd wake up at 6 a.m. for work and his truck would be there. Emery, I'd knock, he'd ignore me completely. I started leaving earlier and earlier, but somehow Morgan always beat me to it. Dakota morning, I was running late for an important client meeting and his truck was there again. I knocked for 10 minutes before he finally answered, clearly drunk from the night before. "What's your problem, renter boy?" Taylor of US don't have to wake up at dawn to make rent. I missed my meeting. My boss was not happy. That night, I'd had enough. I left a polite note on his windshield asking him to please stop parking there because I needed access to my own driveway. He knocked on my door 30 minutes later, waving the note and absolutely losing it. "Listen here, you pathetic renter. I've lived here for time. You've been here, what, time? I'll park wherever I damn well please." He kept going about property values and how renters were ruining the neighborhood. Then he got personal. "You think leaving little notes makes you tough? You're probably some college kid whose daddy pays your rent anyway." He was wrong about the college part, but the daddy comment hit differently than he expected. "I own 3 houses on this street, kid. 3. You rent one tiny house and think you can tell me what to do? I pay more in property taxes than you make in a year." The next morning, his truck was there again, but this time with a new addition. He'd put an orange cone behind it with a sign, "Sam for homeowners only." My girlfriend was furious. "Why don't you just call a tow truck?" I explained it was technically legal since part of his truck was on the street. The driveway situation was murky unless I could prove harassment. "Well, can't you talk to your dad about it? Maybe he